What if I told you that buried beneath the sands of the Sahara lies one of the greatest libraries in human history? Hundreds of thousands of ancient books, hidden for centuries, containing science, medicine, and political philosophy written in Africa long before the modern world. And at one point, they almost disappeared forever. For centuries, travelers crossing the Sahara Desert spoke of a legendary city. A city of gold. A city so rich, its king was said to have crashed the economy of an empire simply by passing through. That city was Timbuktu. But the greatest treasure of Timbuktu was never gold. It was knowledge. Hidden inside mud brick homes and ancient mosques were hundreds of thousands of handwritten books. Books so valuable that families guarded them for over 500 years. And what those pages reveal completely rewrites the history of Africa. European universities existed. Timbuktu had one of the most advanced centers of learning in the world, the University of Sankore. During the 15th and 16th centuries, this desert city became a magnet for scholars. Students traveled from North Africa, Egypt, Spain, the Middle East. At its peak, Timbuktu may have had 25,000 students, in a city of roughly 100,000 people. That means nearly 1 in every 4 people was a scholar. Entire neighborhoods were filled with teachers, scribes, and students debating philosophy under the desert sun. But the real miracle was the libraries. Across Timbuktu, wealthy families built private libraries. Some held thousands of manuscripts. Books were more valuable than houses. Some were copied by hand. Others were imported from cities like Cairo and Fez. Owning a great library became a symbol of prestige, not wealth, intelligence. Today, historians believe Timbuktu once contained over 700,000 manuscripts, making it one of the largest knowledge archives of the medieval world. But what did those books actually contain? The answer surprised everyone. When historians first opened the manuscripts, they expected mostly religious texts. Instead, they found science. Astronomy texts mapped the movement of stars across the sky. Some described meteor showers and planetary motion. Others contained detailed mathematical equations. There were even manuals used by merchants calculating profits across the vast trade routes of the Sahara Desert. These discoveries shattered an old myth. That scientific scholarship in the Middle Ages existed only in Europe or the Middle East. Timbuktu proved that West Africa was part of the global scientific conversation. But science wasn't the only thing these scholars studied. Among the most important manuscripts are works from the famous scholar Ahmad Baba al-Timbuktu. He wrote extensively about justice, leadership, and the responsibilities of rulers. His texts debated, when a government becomes corrupt, what rights citizens have, and how leaders should be held accountable. Centuries before modern political philosophy, Timbuktu scholars were already discussing the limits of power. But perhaps the most surprising texts were about medicine. Some manuscripts describe detailed medical treatments. They include remedies made from desert plants, treatments for eye infections, instructions for surgery, and even advice on hygiene and diet. One text describes treatments for diseases using combinations of herbs still known in traditional medicine today. These discoveries show that medieval West Africa had structured medical knowledge systems long before colonial medicine arrived. But the story of Timbuktu's libraries almost ended in disaster. In 2012, armed extremists seized control of Timbuktu during the northern Mali conflict. They began destroying historical monuments. Scholars feared the manuscripts would be burned, but one man refused to let that happen. A librarian named Abdel Kader Haidara organized a secret operation. Working with local families, he began quietly packing manuscripts into metal trunks. Then they smuggled them out of the city, by donkey cart, by motorcycle, by boat along the Niger River. In total, over 350,000 manuscripts were saved, one of the greatest cultural rescue missions in modern history. For generations, the world imagined Africa as a continent without written history. But the libraries of Timbuktu tell a different story, a story of scholars, scientists, philosophers, and libraries filled with ideas that traveled across continents. These manuscripts prove something powerful. Africa was never isolated from the world of knowledge. It helped build it. And hidden beneath the sands of the Sahara, those voices are still speaking. We are only beginning to listen. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe and explore more African histories that shape the modern world. Because some of the greatest stories in history are the ones we were never told.